that I can. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So it's recording. So, you know, I hope from this class, you learn the basic idea of programming. So we have different data type. And also if you have a huge project, you separate into small pieces, and each small piece, or you can think like the block content, you can call them as method and call them as function. And the way we can pass value from one function to another, or from one method to another, we use parameters, right? We have by value, pass by value, and pass by reference. Okay, same idea for all the language. Okay, and we have function return, values, and arithmetic calculation, right? X equal to x plus 2, or x plus equal to, you know, some kind of this. You're gonna see that in the future all the time. And in the last chapter 8, which is optional, I know most of you guys did not really pay attention, but in the chapter 8, the reason why I want to make it required in the future is because it is very useful, and also in majority of other languages, you're gonna learn that all the time. Array list, or list. That's those idea of a collection. So if you have a bunch of data, you put them together, that they're collections. But first of all, it's a bunch of same type, only same type data, you put them together. You can have collections. You have array list, and also no matter what language you use, as long as you handle collections, then you will have already a lot of existing method or a lot of existing function you can use. Like, you know, if you declare array or list or array list, they have a sort method, existing sort method in the library. So you don't have to write sort by yourself. So once you call the sort method, it will automatically, not automatically, it will run the code, existing code, and put your numbers in order. Okay, from small to large. And also they have dot length to tell you how many elements inside, dot size, dot length, dot size, basically same thing, tell you how many elements inside. Okay, so we do have existing function or existing method for the collections. So no matter what language you use, okay, when I talk about language, it's about programming language, not like English, German, okay? It's a programming language, like C++, Java, Python, VB, okay? If you want to handle array, you know, the collections, you're going to use existing method. So you don't have to worry about your own. So they always have a lot, okay, 20, you know, sometimes more than 20 existing method. And here in chapter 8, we also learn very important idea, which called read a file, read from a file, and write to a file, right? Read from file, write to a file, you're gonna have to use IO files, which also exist in the library. But then when you try to read something from the file, you're gonna have to do IO.read, stream reader, right? You define that. If you want to write to a file, you have to call IO stream writer. And for the reader, you have read next line, open line, right? For the writer, you have write lines. So they have existing functions allow you to use. So you don't have to spend time to write your own file. That is one big benefit of your object-oriented language. You can use existing function, existing method in your library to use, I mean, to help you save the problem. So, like I said, we're almost done for this the optional one. Okay, so we finish the, what is it, the from depreciation. Okay, now the only thing we didn't do is from display, form display inventory. So you know, this is the one we did last class. We have this, we do have list, radio button, and for list. Also, we have the little small one for the inventory. As you can see here, in the inventory, they only have a return button, a return button. So we only need to do a return and load. That's all we need to do. And so we're gonna finish that in 20 minutes. But keep in mind, here, for your read and write, now you just have to, so where is it? Read and write, right here. Object, you define object reader, and then object reader is IO file or open text, and you have read the lines. Now we finish this part, we're gonna do the rest of the small one. So on the second form, so we open the display inventory and we double click the display inventory. Did I share screen? I think I shared a screen. Okay, so we double click that. So it has, this form show you. So what is this form? It give you a comment. So I'm gonna click enter to have a empty line. So the first one is the form display inventory class is opened by form depreciation. I'll keep in mind, as I said, if you do the work with me for the chapter 8, I'll give you extra 10 points because you're a pioneer. Okay, you're the pioneer of this. Displays the inventory file in sorted order. Okay, you sorted order, so which means you're gonna have to call dot sort. Okay, now we're gonna have to make it option strict. What does that mean? It means like you don't want different data type convert to each other. Now we have that. Now we're gonna do this form display inventory, the loading the form. To load the form, we're gonna add comments says the form display inventory load is second forms that displays the sorted inventory items. Okay, so you can see we always have to have the comment to kind of tell you what is this for. This one is quite short. So all we need to do is define a variable, dim string item, because each item in the list array is a string. The as string, we define the variable, then we're gonna sort the string inventory item. So as you can see here, I have an underline in front of the name because we separate local variables and a class field with the underline. So if you see underline, you know that is class defined variable. It's for the whole class. So we sort it. Now, how do we sort it? Now we just call array dot sort. Now this is an existing method in your array class, which is already in your library to help you sort. Okay, not only for BB, but also in Java, Python, C++. They all have existing method like this to help you handle collections. Okay, handle collections. The most popular collection is the library. Right? Think about it. The library is a collection of books. Which one we want to sort? The inventory item. So we do form depreciation dot string inventory item. Then we do display the string inventory. If I want to display a string inventory, then you know the only thing you can do is you have to use a loop. Okay. So if you want to display or if you want to add, you always need to use loop to handle your collection. Okay, that is a very important idea. So if you learn CSC 127 in the next semester, or if you want to learn CSC 150, 151 next semester, you get the idea. Okay, if I want to process every element in my collection, I need to use a loop. Okay, so the easiest loop for array is for each. So you don't have to worry about index. It automatically update your index every time. So we type for each string item in this form depreciation dot string inventory items. And then we do list display dot items dot add string item. So you can see here. Now this is this function. So you can see here for this local variable string item, it is defined to help you do the for each variable which in this list or in this array. Then we're going to display that. So we have a list display dot item somewhere over there. It's going to display a list and let you display something. And next, so after you run the next, it automatically go back to the for each and update the index number. Okay, so we finish this one, and we have just one small thing. Then I'm gonna show you. You can really run through. I can read from the file. As long as you know the files path, that you will be able to do that. So this is a loading form loading. So basically, you sort the numbers and you display in a list. Now the next one, we go back to the go back to the user interface. Then we have not done this one button yet. So we double click the button. Now if I double click button, I have this button return click. So this one, this sub procedure opens the first forms. Okay, then we can define another variable. Actually, this is not a variable. It's define an object, which is from the form. So define form first. So you're gonna open another form. But what is form? As new. As you can see here, this is probably the first time you see new keyword. But you're gonna see that in Java class also. As new, create object from the form depreciation. So we can use a new to generate a new object. This is the first time you see that, but it's not the last time. So we're gonna use new all the time. Define a variable, but this variable is not, I should not say define an object. This object for which is a form, and from the form depreciation. What do you do? First of all, you're gonna hide. Then we're gonna show the dialog. So form first dot show dialog. This is another existing function. right here. So we're done. So that is all for this object. But in order to make it run, in order to see whether it's wrong or not, so we're gonna have to go back. If you finish typing, we're gonna go back to the first one to modify the path of your file. Now we're done. Okay, so you can see very easy for this one. Because it's a short, a small user interface, you only need a form and a form load function and also a button function, and you're done. So I'm gonna open my click my user USB drive. Now before I do anything, I have to see what is the name of USB drive. Is this E drive, C drive, or F drive? Is this PC? Okay, that is the E drive. Okay, this is the E, as you can see, that's my name. What E? I mean, not the name of that, just like what drive, C or D or E. So this is the E drive. So I go back to the form depreciation. Right here, I'm gonna modify on the line 24. I'm gonna modify as E drive, and I type this one not wrong. It's a TXT file. So you know where is this file. So you have this define a location, which is in this E drive. But of course, if you want to put on your C drive or D drive, it's fine. As long as you know the path. As long as you know the path of file, that's be fine. So is E drive inventory.txt. Then you can start. Once you fix it, you should be able to run. You can see my user USB drive light because I read from file. So this is what I have. So we can read files from our USB drive. But of course, if you don't have USB drive, you can put on your C drive, because my computer, is a school computer. I cannot put anything in my C drive. So you can select the inventory. Let's see if I select inventory, select ready button here, and click calculate the depreciation. As you can see, this is what happened. Those files I read from the inventory.txt. Also, how can we get the small USB drive? I mean, small user interface. Go to the menu, click File, click Display Inventory. You see, if I click Display Inventory, small one show up. Then I can pick up Office computer and click Return to Application. Back to here. As you can see, that is this. So you see, it works. So we finished chapter 8. So as a summary, what is the most important thing on the chapter 8? Array. Okay, we put a bunch of same type data together so we can have array. After we have the array, and you see all this list box, inside the list box, all the same items, they are all arrays. So after we have arrays, we can use dot length, dot size to know how many elements. Some people might say, why would we need it? Because if you have an array or list, you need index number to help you to know the location of each item. But the index will be dot length. The maximum index is dot length -1. Okay, that is always the way we do. So how many elements do I have in this array, a collection? I call on this list dot length and -1, because the first element index is 0, second element index is 1. So the index number start from 0. That is why if you want to change the, get the index number from the element, it's element number -1. That is a very important idea. We have a lot of existing functions to help you to modify array. And also, if you want to access every element in your array, you have to use a loop. Okay, so the easiest one is for each. If you do the for each, you don't have to worry about index. It will automatically update for you, index +1 every time. But that is not the only solution. Okay, if you want to challenge yourself, you use for loop, regular for loop or while loop. Okay, but when you do the regular for loop and the regular while loop, you're gonna have to make sure you modify index equal to index +1. Okay, at the end of the loop, you have to make sure you change the index number. That is one thing. Array is a very important idea. So in the future, next semester, so no matter what class you take, you're gonna learn array. So the next thing is how to read from a file. See, I'm reading a file from my USB drive. How can I do that? I have to use io.file stream reader, right? I create an object as io.file.streamReader. So then I can open the text and I can read the line. Same thing if I want to write to a file, I still will call io.file.streamWriter. And instead of open text, I use write line. Okay, so that is a very important idea. So in the future, especially if you work on for a company, you're gonna have to process a lot of data together at the same time, which means you're gonna have to know how to read a file and how to write a file. Okay, so that is chapter 8. I'm gonna finish up, and thanks for following me. As I said, if you finish this one, I'll give you extra 10 points.